I love you too. She's loud. From New York too. From where at? What part? Oh, the Bronx. Oh, they're cool too. Cpac, how you doing? You know what, I gotta tell you, it's an exciting time on Capitol Hill. People were really concerned about, that first week. Y'all know what happened that first week. No need to relive the stories. But we were hearing the chatter outside the chamber. And we were hearing everybody say, man, what are these guys doing? They got this thing figured out? How are they gonna govern? Is this gonna succeed? What's gonna happen? Have they weakened themselves? And I remember I was telling a bunch of reporters, you just calm down. We're gonna get this thing worked out, and then we're gonna do the job that the American people sent us to do. And what you've seen so far, and we're just getting warmed up, but what you have seen so far is House Republicans holding this administration accountable. And the press will always say, well, don't you think you should just get down to governing? And I always tell them, you cannot govern a nation if elements of your government have run amok. You have to make sure that all of the agencies and all of the bureaucrats have one goal, one mission in mind, and that's advancing the agenda of the American people. Not part, not some, not R, not D, but all of the American people. And that is what we are committed to on Capitol Hill. I actually love my assignments too. I'm on some pretty cool committees. You guys might catch this stuff on Instagram or Twitter, stuff like that. Time out, Twitter. Let's focus on them for a moment. I am so happy that they have been bought by somebody who actually believes in free speech. Because what was going on before was a travesty for America. Our adversaries across the aisle, they like saying that they're the ones who are fighting for the soul of America. But it is conservatives who have always been fighting for the soul of America. Because we don't really mind disagreeing with you. We can have debates. I actually like campaigns. They're fun. A lot of work, but they're fun. But if we're going to be in the battlefield of ideas, let's be in the battlefield of ideas. Let's not suppress ideas through the back door because that's the only way you can win an election. Let's allow all of our people to have their voices heard. Let all of their ideas flourish. It's not for you to agree. It's not for you to agree with me. It's for you to decide which way do the American people want to go. That's what this is about. So when we're in oversight and we're talking to the old Twitter execs, and you hear the bias in how they viewed a lot of this stuff with the Hunter Biden laptop, and they said, well, we just made a decision. We just felt this was the right thing to do. And I'm looking at them like, in what world is the right decision to suppress information? The New York Post is one of the longest standing newspapers in the history of America. Who told some mid-level exec it's cool to suppress their information and their reporting? So what we're fighting for is an America where all thoughts and all viewpoints are allowed to be flourishing in our country. And if there's one thing I'm going to promise you, is that we are going to succeed on that front because people are tired. I remember in America, this was back when I was apolitical, not in politics, regular person, loving life. And I remember people would have their political debates and you would have family members say, oh no, we don't talk politics at the table. We're here to eat and enjoy each other. And somewhere along the way, we've had families become divided just over politics. That's not healthy for our country. Our country cannot survive that. We can survive a lot of things. But what we cannot survive is being at each other's throats to the points where even families can't remain families. But you don't do that by silencing a family member. You do that by, at the Thanksgiving table, well, after the turkey, because you got to make sure the turkey gets done. Because mom ain't going to be happy if you arguing over the turkey. Let's finish the turkey first, and then let's get to the arguments. When the Cowboys are winning on Thanksgiving, I'm a Cowboys fan. So when the Cowboys are winning on Thanksgiving Day, you see, this is why I love free speech, because we can't even agree on who America's team really is. And we know America's team are those Dallas Cowboys. But I see you, Kansas City. Patrick Mahomes, listen, Patrick Mahomes is a bad boy. That's a bad man right there. Anyway, back to this. Don't boo me anymore, okay? Don't do that anymore. But let me tell you right now, that's what we're focused on. Last thing I want to really bring up. What's the future going to look like? As conservatives, our job hasn't changed, but the way we go about our job has to change. Our job has always been a constitution that is strong, that covers all 50 states, that protects individual rights and individual liberty, that allows for free commerce and free opportunities, that allow all who come here and all who are born here to flourish using their God-given talent to seek the American dream. That is still the mission for conservatives. But the path forward is going to shift some. It's not good enough just to talk to conservatives. It's not good enough just to talk to Republicans. We have to take our message to all areas of our country. There are urban corridors in our country who have had enough. Y'all saw what happened to Lori Lightfoot. She gone. You saw what happened to her. Bye, Lori. You have voters in Chicago who have said enough is enough, and they want better. But it's not just good enough to point out what they do wrong. We have to show what can be done right. We have to talk about how in urban communities, a child's opportunities in education matter so much more than how many dollars you throw at education. We got to explain to parents that if you're at the head of the line, not some administration, not some principal, not some bureaucrat, that's the pathway for your child to be successful. That's part of my own story. Because my mother, Meredith P. Brown, Brooklyn, New York, she said, no, I'm in charge of my son's future, not you. We got to take the message to urban communities. You have mom and pop businesses. They employ 3 to 5 people, that there's a better way for you to have access to capital. Not a heavy-handed government with a bunch of alphabet soup agencies that don't even know what they're talking about, y'all. These people are dumb. They don't know. You got to explain to them the best way forward for you to be successful is a robust financial system. Yeah, you got big banks, but we need a whole lot of small banks. And we need them all through America. And what stops that is the reckless, dumb policies that have come out of Washington, D.C. for far too long. And if we explain that to business owners and to parents and to churchgoers and to community activists in urban corridors, if we give them another opportunity, another shot, another viewpoint of what politics actually means and what policy actually stands for, then we can save the greatest nation man has ever known. So Cpac, that's my mission. That's what I'm about. That's what I'm going to be doing. And if you catch me on other networks, talking to Joy Reid or somebody else, I did do that too. But when you catch me on these other networks doing this, the whole reason is to spread the message of conservatism. God bless you guys. God bless the Cpac. God bless America.